I really like that Cadillac. Today on CarTraction we are at Capesthorne Hall for the classic car show. I'm in the American section at the moment, but a lot more will be coming here, all sorts of classic British cars such as this Jaguar Mark II, but I will be looking around all these cars later on, so please stick around for that. But now I think I'll go up to the entrance via the Auto Jumble just to see a few of the cars coming in and see if we can pick up any bargains in the Auto Jumble. Nice Vauxhall over there. It's probably a Vauxhall because of the flutes in the bonnet. Yes, Vauxhall this is. Nice little Vauxhall logo. Anyway, let's have a look at this Auto Jumble. Let's see what's coming in then. A very nice early 911 in a very of its era colour. That's a nice colour actually for that, isn't it? Fairly quick Sierra, a few Fords, and then something a bit older, a Mark II and a Triumph 2000. That might be a 2.5, but it's probably a 2000. We will see as it comes past. There go the Fords. Oh wow, there's a Maestro in the background there. That's rare. And a Montego, is that? All the British Leyland stuff. Ah, that's a 2.5 PI. That's got the 2.5 straight six engine. Very nice. Another Sierra, nice little Moggy Minor, nice to see a convertible. Lovely Singer Vogue coming in, that's nice that. Rare as well. Followed by another Morris Minor. Beyond the Mark II Escort Rally Car and Jag, there's a very, very tasty Consul. Followed by a Moggy Traveller and a very nice Mgb Gt. I do like that Consul, I love the British take on the American design of the 50s. Lovely looking car that. I also like the Woody Moggy and this very nicely coloured Mgb Gt. And there's a Pontiac Gto. It's very different. A Moggy Minor pickup, seeing quite a few Moggy Minors today. A Mustang Fastback. And what looks to be a bit mini, a bit Maestro. I'm not sure what that is. It's got a mini front, it says Phoenix on the front, so it's a bit of a mystery. Something else big, you've got this Eldorado here. Something else big and American. Huge fins, what is that? Buick, ah, wow. Electra, I don't think I've seen one of those before. That's very stylish that, isn't it?
Mighty pair of Americans there, Buick Electra.
I love this Chevy here. That's a great looking car, isn't it? Quite an early Bel Air. I think that, is that 55, that design? 56, 56 that one. That would make sense. And then we got some form of 90s Ford. I love the look of that Bel Air. Interesting colours as well actually. But I think it really stands out like that. Very, very nice. A couple of MGBs coming in. Nice to see them being used. TR6. Oh, it scrapes. It stalls. It starts. Will it scrape again? Ah, it's alright. Some sort of VW, I can't remember what that's called. And then an MG Maestro, that's rare. Will it scrape? No, it will not scrape. Ford Capri, it's one of the earlier marks, so it's probably actually sort of middle. It's 2 litre that one. Very nice looking Beetle. Nice to see an early one that isn't too modified actually. A lot of these early ones get modified, a bit mad, but that's really nice, that one. Really small window at the back, means it's quite an early one. This one's a bit of a later one, with Porsche wheels on it. Mustang, that looks pretty cool. Another fastback today. Oh, and a very nice Db5 Aston Martin. It's a really nice looking car. Looks good in red actually. Nice to see one that isn't silver. It's really nice, that. Very purposeful looking Escort going around the speed bump. Oh no, bit low. Ooh. I wonder how many cars will be scraping on this speed bump today. Ah, very nice Cortina behind the Mini. Some Mark 1. Also having to be a bit wary of the... There you go, alright. Everybody's being a bit wary of that bump of speed. Here's the 370Z. Now, the bump of speed. Ah, it is okay over the speed bump. A Toyota MR2, that's quite an early one. And a 996 shaped Porsche. All very careful over there. Here comes the MR2. All okay. Very interesting Lancia. It's a rare thing. It's a beta, but it's like different somehow. I bet that's rare. Yeah, it's got like a longer. I don't know. But it's definitely a beta. Oh, we got some Audi with something interesting on the back, like a Chevy, and then a Viva. Yes, and then what's that? Green. Is that like a Cuda or something like that? We will see. I've just spotted a Sinclair C5 all the way over there. Look at that. Oh no, look at that. Oh, I can hear something. Come on, zoom. Oh, there's the pickup. Going, oh, I like tyre writing. Tyre writing good. Mercedes 190. I think it is like a Barracuda or something like that. And then there's the Viva. Coming up, very 70s colour, isn't it? Of its era. Oh wow, is that an SM? That green thing there, that's that Citroen Sm, I think it might be. That's rare. The Ford Console Classic behind the Viva. That's a nice little usable classic. That's really nice, that one. I like the shape of those. That's actually the Capri because it's the two-door, I think. Yeah, I think it's a Cuda. I went to the US Auto Show at Alton Park yesterday, so seen quite a few things like this. Is that a standard? I think it's a standard flying something. Standard flying something. Is it a 10? I don't know. Ooh, Toyota Sierra. Oh, there's the SM. I love these. What a cool looking car that is. Oh wow, look at that Fiat. 130 Coupe. That's really rare, that one. Sounds quite good as well. Triumph TR4. Looks good on those nice wires. XJ40 Jaguar. Behind the Sierra is a lovely Riley. I don't quite know, it'll be like a something slash something, but that's a lovely looking car, that. I really, really like that. Really, really nice colours, nice. It's just usable, isn't it? Not too pristine, but I think that's the way these things should be. Usable means they can get out. Nice period correct registration as well. What a lovely car that is. I really like that one. Audi, Jag, Beamer and an Mgb among other classics. A Lotus Eclat coming in. Wow, that's a really rare thing. Something else Lotus behind, that looks like later Esprit. That Eclat's really, really rare, that. Oh, scrapes a little bit. What about the Esprit? I've got a Fiesta behind. Oh, GT6, yes, good, good, good. Nice painted registration on it as well. My finger's blurred. Anyway, GT6, very, very good. That's a Mark III. I won't go through all the differences again because I do that every time I see one. What a lovely car that is. What next? Mgb V8, that's nice. Behind this delightful little Mini is a Citroen. Oh, I've gone brain dead. DS, there we go. My brain just stopped working for a moment there, but yes, Citroen DS. Seen lots of, well, I say that too, but that's probably a lot to see for these Citroens, one DS and one SM. Regular TR3, that gets everywhere, that one. One next to Subaru, and oh, what's that? Tickford, yeah, Tickford Capri, I think that is. Is it Tickford? I don't remember. Well, the Subaru scrape. No scrape from the Subaru. Is it Tickford Capri, the sort of quick one? Ah, yes, Tickford Capri. That's a pretty mad car, isn't it? Scrape? No scrape. What next? I don't know what that is. If you know, please let me know in the comments below, because now I've never seen one of those before. Is it French? Oh, I don't know. There's a Capri over there. That's one of the later ones, as I said. The other one was an earlier one. I had another Capri behind. And there's a Stag behind whatever this is. It's an interesting little car. The Capri. It says Sao Paulo on the registration. I still don't know what that is, to be honest. Capri. Please let me know what that is. And the Stag. Oh no, there's been a problem. Oh no. Oh no. Behind the VW Camper is a very smart looking scimitar. I really like those. Ford V6, I believe. I prefer the earlier ones probably, but still like the later GTEs. As the Ford cools off, more classics in. We've got this Capri. That was the one we followed in last time, I think. We followed that in last time we came here. I remember that. Yes, E36 Cabriolet, a Jag, and Jag, and not Jag, and Jag. Here comes the Jag. It's an XJ40, that one, I believe. Nice looking car, a little Mini. It's quite a late one, still a delightful little car. The Squire registration, 4 lighted front and big plastic overrider thing suggests that this is an American spec. Ah yes, left-hand drive. Or maybe not American, no, it's got the additional little brake light there as well. Maybe not American, but somewhere where they drive on the wrong side of the road. Here we've got Norman. It says on the front, you probably didn't see, Norman the Metro City, followed by more BL goodness and from this Rover. And a TVR just over there. Very nice 100E about to come in. I like the shape of those, especially like the van estate thing. Look, windows there, not a saloon. Is it a van, is it a estate? It says Squire on the front. It's a really cute little thing, that. Once again, nice period correct registrations with these separate letters. No plastic plates here. Ah, the Ford's, it's sort of going again. It's left a bit of a, it's left its mark. Series 1 E-Type, that's quite a nice one. Into the public car, okay then, that's where the public go. We came in the MX-5, but we went in the public car park. We probably could have blagged our way in, but we went in the public car park. Just because, for some reason, we weren't allowed in. Although the cut-off date is 2007, but I think we were too late. Oh, J40 over there. Oh, the zoom's slow. J40, yes. Behind the Camper is a lovely Mark II Jaguar. A gorgeous car that is. It's really shiny, that one. Sounds good. Lovely sounding car. Range Rover Classic, that's quite rare. A very rare and nice, in my opinion, RX-7 is about to come in. Very nice and early one as well. I love the shape of these. What a wonderful looking car that is. And of course the Wankel engine. A rotary engine pioneered by Mazda. I think it's like the RX-3 was the first, but that's an RX-7. Oh, TR6 is okay. All sorts of confusing things are happening. Very nice TR. That sounds lovely, that one. Sounds great, that, doesn't it? Yeah. RX-7 and Fiesta and Morgan and more behind, but I like that RX-7. Yeah, I like those. Oh, hello, two very nice cars coming in. I love the Amazon too, but Mk1 Spitfire, I'm not sure I've ever seen a not Spitfire, GT6. A Mk1 GT6, I've never seen one of those before. So rare. We saw a Mark III come in, and as you can see, the sort of bonnet was a bit lower and the bumper a bit higher. The Mk1 was the first, which had the bit sus suspension. That sort of would tuck under, but the Mark II got the rotor flex, but I'm not going through all that again. But I've never seen a Mk1 GT6 as the Fiesta goes past. What a lovely looking car that is. Also the Amazon behind is very, very nice. I do like Amazons, but I love that GT6. It's a wonderful car, that. Yeah, I really, really like that one. As do I like this, Saab, this Volvo Amazon. Lovely looking car that, isn't it? Ooh, little scrape. Behind the Netherlands registered Saab. Is it left-hand drive? It was left-hand drive, Lexus MG, and a very nice Morris 8. Behind the MX-5 is a Series 2 Morris 8 convertible. That's a lovely car, that. Behind the minivan, that's quite a cute little thing. Quite an early one as well, but I do really like that Morris 8. Mercedes and a TVR Chimera is behind. Subaru and a Rover SD1. Oh, the exhaust, it's a bit big. It's quite a strange exhaust system on the SD1. What next? Porsche, Rover and a W123 Mercedes. I really like the look of that. Oh, something old behind. Well, they're all old, but they're older. Focus. W123 Merc, I think that's called. I really like those. But I really like the pre-war something behind it. I think they're a really smart looking saloon, the W123, very, very nice. 911 Targa, the Rover behind. Yeah, I do like that Mercedes. Oh, it's a stand-up, the Rover 1. That's a really smart looking car, that, isn't it? Very, very nice. Now, what is this? Oh, it's one of those like Japanese replica. I don't know if it's Japanese, but it's one of the Jeep replica things. Something big and American. Yeah, that's one of those Jeep replica things. Can't remember what they're called. I think they're Japanese, I'm not sure. Right, what is this then? This pre-war saloon. That's a Chevrolet. That's lovely, that. It's a lovely car, that. Beyond the unmodified Escort is I don't say that very often, do I? And two Stags is a lovely, lovely pre-war Riley. That's probably one of my favourite cars I've seen so far. Really like. Oh, it's a bit dark. I really like the look of those. Lovely, lovely looking car, that. Very, very nice. You can tell I like them, can't you? But that is probably one of my favourites that I've seen so far. Great car, that. Right, but I think now I'm going to have a look in the actual show itself, because quite a few things things are still arriving, but quite a few cars are here, so I think I'll start all the way down there. I know some people will be saying, oh, you're just coming down here because there are two GT6s which you like, and yes, you're right. I am starting all the way over here for some reason when I was all the way over there, just because there are two GT6s. That is dedication, walking an extra few yards. Well, no, I'd see them anyway, but still, I want to get them first. And I have to worry about my batteries as I waffle on about different types of suspension as the MG reverses somewhere. Okay then, so we've got this big Lexus, and next to that is the Mk1 GT6. All the GT6s, there's the Mark III, all have the same engine, the 2 litre. But the main differences between the Mark 1, 2 and 3 was the rear suspension at the back. So this one had a similar suspension to the Herald, which would sometimes tuck under during heavy cornering. That is really, really nice. And then the Mark 2 got the Rotaflex system, and it had a sort of bit of a lower bonnet, not as low as the Mark 3, and a higher bumper. I think the Mark 1's probably the prettiest, but Mark 2 is probably my favourite, but still very, very lovely little sports car. I'd hardly ever see a Mark 1. Beyond that is the Rover. Very nice little Moggy Minor Traveller. We've seen quite a few of these, and I'm very happy to see a few of them, because recently we haven't seen many of them. But it is nice to see them, especially the Travellers. I do really like the Travellers. Over here is the DB7, and there's the Mark III GT6. Now the first of these would have had a Rotaflex, but I think later on they had the, was it the swing axle, or they had a different suspension system. That was probably the best. That also went on to the Mark IV Spitfire. That looks really good on those wheels, doesn't it? I do like these Spitfire wheels. We were going to put some on the Standard 8, but they're just a little bit deep, so they snagged on the suspension. But you can sort of see a few differences between the Mark III, because it's got a few more overrider bumper things. This is probably one of the latest ones actually, because it's got this extra little lip there. And over here is the Mark II Cortina. I've been chatting to the owner of this Mark II Cortina, and you have to have a look. It's actually got a V6, and this is no normal Cortina. This is the Savage, which was just quite a modified one. It used to have a 2-barreled carb, now it's got a 4-barreled carb. All sorts of modifications, had it for 40 years. Restored it all himself. It's a very good job. He also has a V8 engined Capri, which is all a bit mad. It's very, very rare, that one. I think 8, he said, are about left on the road. Over here we've got this Triumph 2.5 engine in there, suggested by the 2.5 name. It's not a 2000 with the 2 litre. It's an auto, proper manual. Got the little overdrive flick, you can't see it, but manual with overdrive. Once again, very of its period colour, really, isn't it? I do like the 2.5s. Over here is a very, very nicely represented MG Midget. These use the Triumph Spitfire 1500 engine and gearbox. This is a really, really nicely presented one, this one. So shiny, isn't it? Wow. Tiny little car. It's a lot of fun, probably quite chuckable. As a lot of these classic British sports cars are. You can see the rubber bumper. I know I keep going on about these, but period correct registration with the sort of letters separate. White background, black letters, and that's right for this era of car. I think the guy who owns this knows my channel. I was talking to him at Weston Park, I believe, or it was a really nice black Midget, but this is very, very nice. Look at the wheels, even they're just so immaculate. It's a really lovely car, that. Over here is a Metro, lots of British Leyland things here. TVR wedge. Over here is the RX-7. This really is a bit of me, powered by the Wankel rotary engine. Very, very innovative and cool looking car in my opinion. Really, really like that. Got a Focus, an MG, and a Bentley over here. A little 2CV as well, 2CV6 this one is. Next to yet another little Metro. Over here is an HC shape Viva. All very shiny in there. Bit of information here, owned by current owner since '78. Wow. Wow, look at those seats. Is that suede or something? So of its era, this. I love looking at these 70s cars. Looks like it's been through some somewhat extensive restoration. Looks a bit rough there, but looking fantastic now. And over here is a Toyota Sierra. What a crazy looking car this is. Must be hot in there. Look at the seats as well. What a mad thing that is. You can see that the window only opens that little bit, and then you got all the rest of it, all sorts of very artistic, you could say, curved glass. You can see my reflection sort of a bit there. What a crazy car this is. Ah, it's for sale as well. If anybody wants this, then ring that number. What an amazing looking car that is. The same can be said for this Citroen Sm. I adore the look of these. What a great looking car that is. Love all these wacky Citroens. Left-hand drive as well, this one. It's a pretty crazy interior. I think these are the V6, if I'm right. Look at the little, I presume that's an air intake or something, but everything's just so artistic and well thought out on these Citroens. All the lights, good morning. All the lights are sort of hidden behind there, and that little glass is just everything about it is really, really nicely done. Crazy steering wheels as well. Bit of information there, if you want to pause the video. Got a Rover. I really do like this Citroen Sm. I love these wacky French cars, especially the colours of them. And over here is this wacky looking Fiat. This is really, really rare, this one. The 130 Coupe, also left-hand drive. Proper manual as well, that's nice to see. Lovely interior. I'll go around the other side actually because it's a lovely wooden rim steering wheel there. Really nice view over the bonnet, that is so rare. A bit of information about this one as well. Pause the video if you want to read all that. This is a really, really rare and unique car. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? I believe it's had a V6. I should probably have a look at this. So it's 6-cylinder, so twin overhead cam, so I don't know if that's a straight 6 or a V6, but still, very, very cool looking car. I really, really like this little section of very wacky cars. Look at the colours as well, they all stand out so much. I love these sort of things. Yeah, it's a good event this. I do like Capesthorne. I've probably chatted to about 3 different car owners already, which is a really nice event. So we've got this 3 Series, an Mgb Roadster, another Jag, Mercedes, and a Lotus Eclat over here. That's a real rarity. Next to the Esprit, Ford Capri and Esprit and Capri. Do a bit of rhyming. Got this Mgb V8. The V8 engine Mgb. We did have the Costello ones which put in a V8 before MG actually made their own V8s, but this is a bit later than the Costello because it's actually MG's proper intended V8. It's a really, really cool colour, isn't it, as well? I do like the sort of beefier wheels of the proper MG V8s. It's a really, really pretty car, that. One thing, they also had the MGC, but one thing I don't like about the MGC is you often get this lump in the bonnet with the MGC that just looks a bit tacked on. That's why I really, really like the Mgb V8, just because everything about it is normal Mgb, but it's of course got that V8. The only really things to suggest are obviously the badges on the back, these wheels, and maybe a little lip. Once again, I've got the correct period number plates there as well. And just let me have a quick look at the engine under the bonnet of this MG V8. Certainly a very big unit, isn't it? It still fits in all nicely. The MGC, 6-cylinder, which was a 6-cylinder obviously, came up a bit more, which, like I said, led to a bit of a hump on the bonnet, which I thought, I just maybe think it looked like an afterthought, but I do like MGCs. But the V8 really was properly thought out. Really, really good looking car, that, isn't it? I really like the colour as well, this sort of mustardy. It's very, very of its era. But these were made in the British Leyland era, as you can see. However, I know a lot of British Leyland cars are sort of quite low quality, I guess you could say. But these were still made at Abingdon MG, so these sort of may have escaped, as like some of the Triumphs, maybe Rovers, would have sort of lacked in quality a bit, but the MGs were still built at the proper MG plant, so yeah, these are sort of perhaps a little bit better built than some of the others at the time, but still very, very lovely car, that, isn't it? With a bit of a sporting edge. Over here's another French oddball in the form of this Citroen Sm. I accidentally said this was an air suspension, but somebody was quick to correct me, and it's like hydrogas, or I can't even remember now, but it's like hydrogas adjustable suspension, of course. The suspension of this saved Charles de Gaulle's life after somebody shot a tyre. It was like an assassination attempt or something, and the suspension can counter for having one wheel off, meaning that it can sort of drive along on just 3 wheels, which is quite an interesting quirk. But that sort of saved the French president, which is quite an interesting little story. Next to the Mgb V8, we've got the Tickford Capri, really crazily modified Capri here. pretty much normal Capri on the interior, but very, very different on the outside. Got the extra body kits and things on it. Very, very rapid car. Got an Alpha Spider, Audi TT, Triumph Stag over here. Next to a Scimitar GT on Wolfies or Wolf Races. I do like the Scimitar GTs. Now this is the later one that had a sort of different bumpers and went a bit wider. Don't think Dad likes them that much, but I still really like the later shape of the GTE. The early ones were sort of a bit softer in the eye, I guess you could say, as the later GTEs went a bit bloated, my dad would probably say, but I still like them. I believe these are a Ford V6. Let's see if this one's an auto. This one's a proper manual. That's nice to see. Very, very nice cruising car indeed. Got a Mark III Mini, I believe, here. Of course, the V8 engined ST1 Rover. Next to a much later Rover and a Triumph TR7. Over here we've got a bit of a collection of BL cars. We've got the two, well, we've got a Maestro and a Rover over there actually. We've got the Allegro Estate. That's a real rarity, one of the later ones with two separate headlights. Then we've got a Metro here, another Maestro and an SD1 Rover. We've got a camper van and a very, very nice early Mgb Gt. That's an early one because it's on the steel wheels and that. It's just lovely, isn't it? You surprisingly don't see as many chrome bumpers around. This one's for sale, fully restored. It says, what a lovely interior that is. Proper manual. That's just a lovely looking car, that, isn't it? I really like the wheels. It's sort of like MGTD style wheels, but really this is an amazing condition. A lovely, lovely car, this one. Fully restored. I do like the look of these very, very early Mgb GTs. Lovely looking car, this one, isn't it? What a beautiful car that is. Got an MG, an Mgr V8, a few more T's and TFs. Then on the end we've got the, I believe there's an MGTD. I really like the lamps on that one. I believe this is a TD because it has these solid wheels as seen on the early Mgb over there. I really do like the domed headlights of this one. That's really, really nice. Very, very traditional sports car. An MG over here to end the MG Owners Club. XR3i, Sierra, XR4i, a lot of XRs aren't there, and I's. And what have we got over here? A rubber bumper Mgb Gt. This is pretty much the British equivalent of our one, although this one's in fantastic condition, which you could argue our one isn't, but it's getting there. Nice period correct registration. I do like on the rubber bumpers, when I don't know how they do it, but sometimes the rubber bumpers look really black, which looks a bit better because sometimes they go a bit faded or grey, but that is really, really lovely condition, that one. You can see the different dashboard layout to the US market ones. This one's got overdrive, you can see the little flick. That'll probably, if it's 4-speed, which it is, probably be on overdrive on 3rd and 4th. That's one of the best ones I've seen. Another nice chrome bumper Mgb Gt, once again with the nice steel wheels. That's a really early one as well. Got a 7 Series BMW, got the 230. This is the W123 shape, I believe. Got the window open, that's a bit helpful. Automatic, I think most of these were automatics, if not all of them. Very, very nice executive saloon, isn't it? Then we got this Nissan, or is it a Datsun? Is it a Laurel? Like a Nissan or Datsun Laurel or something like that. That's a real rarity, that. Never seen one of those before, next to the very smart Mercedes. That's another new American Nissan. It's a Bluebird, I think. Mark 4 or 5 Cortinas. Yes, I still don't know the difference between the Mark 4 or 5, is it? Like, the Mark 4 doesn't have the chrome or the weight. Oh, I don't know. Please let me know. This one's got a Cosworth tuned engine. Got a Spoolie Boy turbo there as well. All looking very modified. Oh, this is a bit of me, a Sunbeam Alpine. I do really like the shape of these. Really, really nice looking car. I think these are. I do like the Alpine, yeah. Lovely, lovely British sports car. I do like Roots Group cars, which is like Sunbeam, Singer, all sorts of things like that. Lovely, lovely little sports car, that. Got a Saab 9000 turbo.
Still quite a wacky car, really. Mini TVR Griffith. This one's 96. You can see the very dramatic arrangement there. There was no space for the manifold to go back, if I remember correctly, so it comes forward and then goes back, which is an interesting design. Got a Z3 and then a very purposeful looking Mgb Gt. Looks good with the headlight glass cover things. Speedwell tuned engine, lots of Speedwell stickers all over it. It does look quite good, that, doesn't it? A bit of a road rally car. It's very, very nice, that. Got an MGA 1600 engine on show, twin carb, twin SU carbs, the only carburetors that I understand, really. I do like MGAs, especially the fixed head. I'd probably rather have a convertible just because I like open top cars, but the fixed head probably looks a bit nicer in my opinion. Triumph TR6 has got the injected straight 6 on show, triple carbs there. It's a lovely, lovely engine, that, isn't it? Pristine, this one is. Yeah, it's a nice car, that, isn't it? Triumph Stag on wires. Z4 and some form of kit car on the end here. Here's another very, very nice Mgb GT. Looks good on the larger mini light style wheels, doesn't it? I saw a few Mgb V8s racing yesterday, which sounded quite spectacular. And they had these larger mini lights, which I think really do look good on MGs. You can see the 4-cylinder set up in there. R1 was an American market, so it had different carburetors, but they were a bit complicated and it was hard to adjust like the fuel mix and things, so we got a twin SU setup like this one, which really has helped to get it running smooth. It used to be missing and popping and all sorts of not good things going on, but now it runs really smoothly. Just needs the engine mounts looking at. I don't know if I can see them on here. No, not really, but R1 needs the engine mounts looking at. Really interesting how vertical the bonnet goes. And R1's obviously a rubber bumper, but we put the earlier type of carburetors on it just to get it running that little bit better. I've just been chatting to the owner of this fantastic Mgb. It's had all sorts of little work, electronic ignition, all sorts, just for the last 10 minutes or so. Really interesting guy. 3 owners from new, all sorts of interesting history that I've just been going through. Very, very lovely car. It's in mint condition there. But he does use it a lot. There's no point in having a pristine car, as I said, if you don't use it. But let's see what else there is. We've got this Volkswagen Camper. If I go around here, what's over here? We've got a Jensen Interceptor, I like that. We've got quite a late Beetle as well. That's a quite crazy setup. Got a Mini. You can see the transverse engine facing that way, inline 4. As on cars like our standard 8, it's like that, but it'd be about here, wouldn't it? And that's one of the main things that make the Mini such a hit. Mr. Isagonis design, very, very smart. This Beetle looks a bit modified, doesn't it? Right, so what have we got over here? We've got a Jensen Interceptor. That's really, really nice, that one. V8, I like the Jack Daniels. I presume that's like a reservoir for brake fluid or something like that, but it's quite an interesting little touch. Also got this HC Viva. See this one around quite a bit. Very, very usable classic. Right, what have we got over here? MG, a Hyundai, that's a rarity. A Porsche 924 XK, and a very low looking Beetle. That's quite a cute little thing, isn't it? Very, very trendy, you could say. Quite a thing. We've got a Mark II MX5, not a Mark 1 like ours. And then we've got this really, really nice sort of mustard coloured 911. It might even be, this is a 912 actually, which is one of the very, very first 911s. That's a real, real rarity, that. That's again the nice steel wheels there. Yeah, the 912 was the very, very first one before it went to being called the 911. That is a lovely, lovely car, that one. All these cars didn't used to be here. We've got a pairing of Smart for 2 Roadsters, I think those are called. Got a few MGs over here. Got another W123 shape Mercedes over here. That's nice. Do like the W123 shape. Also got a Triumph 1300 from 1970, currently for sale. That's a lovely little car. That is like a mini Triumph 2000, isn't it? Really. The front's sort of similar to a Series 1 Triumph 2000, but the back is pretty similar, really. I believe these were front wheel drive as well, if I remember correctly. There is 1970. Nice little car for 4750. Also got this similar to GTE, one of the later ones on the Wolf Race wheels. This one's also a manual gearbox, that's nice to see. Automatic would still be good with a V6, but manual would just be that little bit better. Sunbeam Rapier, now I like these sort of things. I like Roots Group cars quite a lot. It's a really, really nice 50 saloon. I like the Miller little spot lamps on there as well, got the yellow one as well. I do like my Roots Group stuff. Being next to the Scimitar, then we got this Mini here, MX5, a Renault Megane, and a couple more MX5s there, and a Porsche Boxster. Over here's a Rover P4, cars are still rolling in. Oh, and then there's a Riley RM. I like the RM. Oh, hello, another Mgb V8. It's nice to see so many of these. You can see the wheels there. Different wheels, aren't they? Mgb V8, first registered 31st of August 73. This is an original factory V8 finished in damask red. Factory production started in April 73 and ceased in 1976. A total of 2,591 cars were built. From the chassis number, this would appear to be the 88th car to lead the production line. The factory V8 was only able with the GT body and a manual gearbox. The 3.5 litre aluminium engine was developed from an early Buick engine and developed 137 brake horsepower. And this engine was later fitted to the Rover SD1, needing engines for this new model coupled with the 70s fuel crisis brought about the early demise of the Mgb V8. This car's had 4 previous owners. The first owner was a Ken Lo Access Co-Limited manufacturer of the Ken Lo fan MOT certificates, and the fact that the car was carefully stored for 20 years showed the mileage of 47,000 to be genuine. That's quite low mileage, isn't it? All features of the car are original, even the upholstery, and has been necessary to replace the front seat foams and rubber webbing. It's a wonderful little car, this, isn't it? Enjoined 2012, Classic and Sports Car paid tribute to the Mgb at 50 in an article entitled Happy Birthday Faithful Friend. XPH 250M was the featured V8, which I presume, there you go, XPH 250M. That's this one. Quite an interesting car, that, isn't it? I like the period correct. This really is a bit nerdy, I know, but period correct mud flaps there, they look quite good, don't they? I do like the V8s. Yeah, I do like Mgb V8s. This one's got a different steering wheel, but still the nice little MG logo. Yeah, it's a really smart car, that, isn't it? Lovely colour. And here's another Triumph 2.5 PI, not the 2000, but the 2.5. Very different sounding engines, actually. We saw a brown 2.5, you can just see it over there. So this is another 2.5. These are both the Series 2 with the slightly more cut off front, but they're both very similar towards the back. Wonderful sounding engine. We've got this Rover P6. This is the 2.2 litre engine in this one. It's just on the side, TC. Two very, very sharp cars. Look quite similar, actually, aren't they? I guess they're made for the same thing. Sort of slightly big engined 4-door saloons. Nice little cars. We've got some flashy Lotus, and then we got another Mgb rubber bumper GT. Oh no, not Roadster, sorry, this one. Nice to see the rubber bumper's nice and black again. Looks like this one's had a replacement steering wheel. Also overdrive on this one. I think the US dial arrangement is just makes that a little bit more sense. Once again, on the nice, I think they're 15-inch or something like that. Mini lights, they do look good on those. Then we've got some 5-cylinder Audi. A few more things. Oh, there's the 2.5 one. It's there now. Right, what have we got over here? Oh, another Mgb GT. I won't waffle on about this one too much because, well, I've waffled on about a lot of them. Chrome bumper. Nice knockoff spinners, wire wheels. It's a really nice example, that one. Hold on, no, I'm mistaken. That's the 2.5. There are 2 brown Triumph 2.5 PIs. I mistook it for the same one, but no, 2 brown Triumph 2.5 PIs. I wonder if this one's also manual and overdrive. Let's have a quick look. This one's an automatic, so it does differ slightly to that one in the transmission, but same basic engine really. Still the Series 2 with the different front. next to a very nice looking Beetle. And oh, I've come back to the Mk1 GT6. Why do I keep calling them Spitfires today? It's a bit weird. I do like this travel here. These are fun little cars, the Travellers. Basically a more practical version of the Miner. Obviously they're more, but still a very, very nice little classic. Very pretty little car. Another rubber bumper Mgb Roadster. That's a really, really presentable one as well. Now this is a real rarity, not only an MG Metro, but a turbo as well. That's really, really rare, that is. Next to the Metro City. This Humber Hawk's absolutely lovely. You can tell I like these big saloon cars. Column shift, most likely, yes it is. A little peek at the dashboard. It's quite a nice little setup in there. What a lovely looking car that is. I like the light above the registration. That's a really nice little addition. It's really nice. Next to the Cortina GXL. GXL is probably the highest of the range. Proper manual as well, quite nice. Sort of American influence design really, aren't they? But I do really like this Humber Hawk. Oh, I've seen something very obscure. I think it's a Jowett Jupiter. If I'm right. Yes it is, a Jowett Jupiter. That's crazy rare, that. Nice to see one of those. You don't see Jowett Jupiters very often, but for some reason I seem to see a fair share of Jowetts at this show. It's a lovely car, that. As the Jupiter parks up, we have a look at this very nice Rover P4. There's a Riley and another P4 over there. That's nice. I do like the look of these Rileys. I like the look of the P4s. Very nice dashboard in there. This is quite an early P4. It may even be a Cyclops. No, not the Cyclops. That would have had a central light at the middle. And they went to the more sensible design, but this is quite an early one. Possibly a bit earlier than that P4 over there, but still very, very nice. And over here is the Lotus Elan Plus 2. Very nice touring car, very nice Bentley. That's lovely, that, isn't it? And a Lancia Delta Integrale rally car. This SS here is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Lovely badge on this. What a gorgeous car that is. It's probably like a 2 litre or so straight 6 in there. Look at that, even the little SS logo on there. Just gorgeous, gorgeous car this. I love this. It's probably one of my favourites. What a beautiful car this is. So elegant that, isn't it? What a gorgeous car. I also really like this Riley here. I do like the sort of, you can see them just behind the Riley little logo, behind the nice sort of like glass end of the headlights. Nice leather straps as well. What a lovely little Toro that is. Lovely steering wheel as well. This SS is just gorgeous, isn't it? What a pretty car that is. This Chevy is also a really nice pre-war car. Got a nice little arrangement. Now, if I'm correct, I think in my Alton Park Gold Cup video, take a look at it if you want, I think that was for sale, the Hamptons auction sale at Alton Park. There was a black SS Jaguar that was for sale at Alton Park for about 20 grand or so. It seems cheap compared to all these Sierras, but it might well be that one. Looks like a 6-cylinder unit in the Chevy. It is very nice, yes. What a lovely car this is. Gorgeous car that, isn't it? This is probably my favourite little section. Obviously all the pre-war stuff, you can tell, like my old stuff. But Chevy, Riley and SS. But I think that might have been the one that was at the Alton Park sale. I think, maybe. Can't be many around like that. But I remember seeing it thinking, wow, that's beautiful. And I'm here and still thinking, wow, that's beautiful. Quite the contrast to the Citroen BX next door. I like the look of this Spitfire. It's really nice, that. And that looks like a Lotus Elan Plus 2, but with a strange, different front. Surely you know what a Lotus Elan Plus 2 is. Oh, Solex on the back. And then just have a look at the front. It looks a bit different somehow. Like a sort of AC type front, I'm not sure. I do really like this Spitfire here. This is either a Mark IV 1500, probably more likely a 1500. It's very, very cool, that, isn't it? I like the wheels that it's on, spray painted black. That looks really sharp, doesn't it? Not sure what the deal with the front of that Elan Plus 2 is, but they do look good together, don't they? This Spitfire's got a lovely interior. I do really like the Triumphs of this era. Obviously this is one of the late ones, but I'm not going through all the differences again because I do that every time I see a Spitfire or a GT6. But this is probably a 1500, isn't it? That looks really good, that, doesn't it? De Tomaso's off into the arena. You can just see it just over there. It's a lovely sounding car, that, and a lovely looking car as well. I did not notice this in the show. Okay then. I don't know what. I actually got no idea what that was. Interesting. This thing got a very rare Alpha over there. A Porsche, a few moderns, a couple of modern Lamborghinis. Oh, there's a nice Wolseley behind. Says a lot about me, doesn't it? Oh, a couple of supercars. Oh, there's a nice Wolseley behind. Oh, this is that MG now. This is an absolutely gorgeous car, 6-cylinder. This exhaust always catches my eye. It's just a lovely put together car, really. Really is one of the best MGs I've seen ever. Always comes out and I just can't get over how beautiful it is. Because this will be a 6-cylinder as well. Just what a wonderful car. And then we've got the bit of a mad Cannon Run Silver Shadow. The W123 rolls past. Have a quick look at this. This was at Weston Park. It's all a bit mad, isn't it? Behind all the bikes here today is this Mk1 Cortina. I know the owner of that one quite well. It's a rubber bumper Mgb Gt. Once again, the rubber looking nice and black. It provides quite a nice contrast. A Series 1 E-Type Roadster. That's nice. It's a really nice car, that. And we've got a Capri. And a Triumph, another 2.5, I haven't seen any 2000s today. This is the S, so that'll be a manual, I believe. Haven't seen any 2000s, but I think 4 2.5s here today. We've also got a Chimera, Mercedes, Lotus Eclat, this is. It's a real rarity. Got a Boxster, a slammed 3 Series, Pontiac Firebird. This gets absolutely everywhere. Triumph TR4. Very lovely looking car, that. Now this is a bit puzzling, this one. It says Phoenix on the front. It's a mini front, obviously, but I'm not sure about the back. It looks like Reliant or Mini. I'm not really sure what that is. It's the lovely Db5 Superleggera, Super Light. It's lovely, that, isn't it? It comes here every time. Gorgeous car, that. And then there's next JS over there. Right here we have a Ford Fiesta Capri and a 1275 GT Mini. Now this I've learned since, because it says Sao Paulo, which is obviously in Brazil, on the registration. This is one of those cars that is based on a Beetle, I'm pretty sure, but it's a really, really nice looking car, I think that. It may be a little bit Alpine, similar to an Alpine A110, there is one here somewhere. I think it's a really nice car, actually. I'm pretty sure it's based on a Beetle. It sounded like a flat 4 Beetle engine. But yeah, the Sao Paulo is Brazilian, obviously, so that's what makes me think this is a bit of a sort of special car based on the Beetle. Got a few RS, well, actually only one RS. Fiesta, that's clean. Fiat Panda Turbo IE, that's rare. Cortina. Vauxhall, and now I really, really like this Riley. Such a usable car, I just love that. I love these 50s, 60s, well this is actually 60s because it's more Farina design, but I love 50s and 60s British saloons. They just look so good, don't they? This one's a really nice 4-speed gearbox, overdrive as well. The one you'd want, really. I love the weathered paint. It's a really nice colour as well, actually. That's a really lovely car. I do like that. That is definitely one of my favourites here. I seem to have a lot of favourites here, don't I? TVR and a very shiny Escort. Got a Sierra, Metro, a few other things. A Vauxhall Chevette. That's a rarity. Another regular is this Vauxhall Viva HA, the earlier one to the HC, obviously because that's how the alphabet works. Then we got this slammed 3 Series. It's all a bit mad, looks like a newer BMW engine in there. There are a lot of motorbikes here today. Unfortunately, I hardly know anything about motorbikes. Next that is a Morris 10. There's the Morris 8, there's sort of a slightly bigger version. The Morris 10 is a really rare one actually. The tilting forward windscreen on demonstration there. I do like these pre-war saloons. I love the speedo there. It's a very, very nice design, that. You can see just that little bit wider and larger than this wonderful Morris 8 Tour. This is the Series 2 with these solid wheels. Series 1 would have had spoke wheels. It's a lovely car, that. I love the patinated leather. It just looks all so good. A slightly larger version of our Morris Minor Tourer. So that's big, small, and our Minor Tour is probably even small. Well, it's even smaller than this. And then we've got a very nice Zephyr, is this? I think I'll have to have a look around the back. A Zodiac. It's just nice, isn't it? Once again, a big 60s car, isn't it? As I said, I like this sort of thing a lot. We've got a Aston Martin, looks like a Db5 Gt replica. And I've seen the Sunbeam Talbot 90 many times, but I really do love it. The louvers in the bonnet, it's just a wonderful shape. It's a really, really nice car, that one. Here's a Daimler, not a Jaguar Mark II, but this is the Daimler 250 with a V8 engine. Daimler's always recognised by the, I always call them ripples, but there's probably a name for it. But you know what I mean, the grille design. Oh, there we got another Zodiac. I should stop jumping around road, shouldn't I? Got a Zodiac here, it's quite a nice one. Are these 6-cylinder? I think they're probably... Yeah, they're probably 6-cylinder, I think. Got a 8-cylinder V8 Interceptor there. I like that little sticker. That's quite an old one, isn't it? Nice car, that. Really nice looking car. Same can be said for this Jensen Interceptor. Lovely looking car. I love the curved glass on the rear. Great looking car, that. And is this a VX4? Yeah, yes, a Vauxhall Vx490 this one is. That's very, very rare. I don't see those very often. This is the only one that I know of, actually. Then we've got a Volvo Amazon. This is a 122S. Looks good on those larger mini lights. I like the little, that's probably actually quite in period, isn't it? Little tacho there. Quite a nice period mod. July 1967. 5 owners. It's a lovely car, that, isn't it? TVR Vixen. These are really, really nice cars. You see a lot of them being raced at historic racing events. I'm sure they're quite hard to drive, especially when they're tuned up, because short wheelbase V8 is really twitchy. Very, very lovely. Of course, a Fiat here. That's a gorgeous car, that, isn't it? Fiat 124 Sport Coupe. This is. Wow, that's a lovely car, that. 15750. Doesn't seem crazy, does it, for a car as pretty as this? I love the colour. That's just gorgeous, isn't it? That is a really pretty car. I really like that. Next to that is a Mark II Cortina. This Stag is a really clean engine, I know, because I've seen it before here. There's some music going on there. Novice open chords. I'm sure there are a couple of bar chords. Anybody who doesn't play guitar has no idea what I'm on about. That's right, I play guitar. I've played guitar for about 4 years now. It just isn't the sort of thing that appears on the channel very often. Anyway, Austin Healey 3000, very, very lovely car. Great sounding engine. This is a Mark III. Series 3, this is the V12. Let's see, is it a manual? Oh, that's good, proper manual. With an engine like this, automatic is fine, but I think that manual is just that little bit better for me, just in my opinion. Riley 9 Monaco, this is a 1934 example. I've seen this one around quite a lot. It's a beautiful car. So you see a lot of lovely stuff here. It's a really good meet, but that's just a beautiful car. I love the brass lights on it as well. Just everything about that is pretty, isn't it? That really is nice. Then we got a Gilburn Gt. This is one of the earlier ones that didn't have a V6, or did they? No, it wouldn't have a V6. Some of the later ones had like a V6 of some sort. Like a mini Aston Martin, really, isn't it? It does look good. Very pretty car. And they've got this Porsche 356. That'll be a replica. Then we got a Sunbeam Alpine on the painted wires. I do like painted wire wheels. Knockoff spinners. Good looking car, that. Next to the Daimler 250. This Triumph TR3 appears a lot at local events. Next to that is a Triumph TR4 with engine on show. Very nice twin carb 4-cylinder. It's a lovely engine, that, isn't it? Very, very nice. Period correct registration as well. I do like that. And now this is a standard flying 10. I saw it on the way in. You got the suicide doors on the front. It's nice to see a standard. That's really, really nice car, that. Don't see many standards. Haven't seen any standard 8 or 10s here. Sadly, we're in the MX-5, just in the public car park. Yes, the bright yellow one. But yeah, that looks really nice, doesn't it? What a beautiful car. Looks like it's had a bit of restoration work. Well, actually, a lot. It's a big job, isn't it? Hard to think that's the same car as this. I do like the sort of baby blue, is it? That colour. Looks very, very nice. I do like standards. Standard and Triumphs I just really, really like. I do also like this Mgb. This looks really good. Look how clean those Rostals are as well. Really, really clean engine. Twin SUs. Like I said, we put that type of SUs on our rubber bumper just to simplify. That looks really, really nice, that one. I like the little lights on the front as well. Very nice console. This is the 375, so it'll be a Mark II. I do like these big saloons. Very nice looking car. Column shift, of course, and then you got the little pull handbrake there. Very, very nice. We got some Morris Cowley. Nice to see quite a few pre-war things here today. We followed this back on the last show. Now here's a receded grille Mgb Gt. They did that for about a year. It was 73 or something like that. That one looks in quite usable condition. Fit 500. We got this Moss, I believe it's called. Pretty sure it's based on a GT6 Triumph. Followed it on the way in. Alpine A110. This is an absolutely gorgeous car. I've seen this one around. It says a spanner on the back, so this is one of these Spanish-built examples.
Your pride and joy. Absolutely.
It's a very pretty car. I do like the Alpines. See this one around quite a lot, and I'm not complaining because it's a beautiful car. I do really like the Alpines. Very, very nice. We've got an MGF. These had some sort of weird suspension, and then the TF was a bit later and sort of got that suspension gone. A Mini, I like this, a Vandenplas 4 litre straight 6 engine. I'm pretty sure it's probably an automatic. I used to have one of these actually. Oh no, it's a manual, this one. That's nice to see. That one I think was an automatic probably, but it's nice to see this sort of thing. I do like the big 6-cylinder saloons. 6-cylinder's probably my favourite form of engine. Then we've got this Morris J-type van. Nice to see this. Nice little Morris commercial badge there. It's a really, really lovely thing. Nice to see all these old commercial vehicles being preserved. It's a lovely thing, isn't it? Really, really cute and iconic design. MG, this is quite an early one with the painted wire wheels. Nice lamps as well there, I do like those. Nice Austin, this is probably a 12, isn't it? Austin 12.4, there you go. Looks like it's had quite a bit of restoration, like a lot of the cars here today. That is a very, very nice car, isn't it? And then, same can be said, something very different, but E-Type Series 1. This will be the 2+2 high roof line. It sort of just about fits some people in there with no legs. Very, very elegant British GT car, isn't it, really? Very, very nice. Then we've got a bit of a crazy 100E over there. And over here is their second Vauxhall Vx490 HA, the earlier one to the HC. Probably prefer the HA, but still both very nice usable classics. And we've got quite an early Beetle here. You can see the differences between early and late. As I said, nice to see one unmodified. You do see a lot of these early ones sort of slammed, sort of being a bit trendy, but I like them just bone stock. I think they look really nice like that. Some sort of strange... It ends in Eka, I think. That is very nice though. Toyota MR2 next to a Ford Consul Capri GT. This would have been the sportiest of all the Consul and Consul classics. Pillarless coupe, very, very nice. I like the steel wheels on that as well, like Cortina-esque. And we've got this Squire van. This is the 100E shape. Haven't seen one of these before. It's a real rarity, that, isn't it? I like the little period correct trims as well. Ford Motor Company. That's nice, isn't it? Got a TVR Chimera. Very nice little minivan. Nice bit of sign writing on the side. No job too big, man with van. There's the console and the very, very tidy TR3 Triumph. Same can be said for this TR6. Now this actually isn't injected, it's got triple those Webers, I think. Yeah, I think they're Webers, so it could be, well, the American spec cars were not injected and the UK spec ones were injected, so it might have been was injected and now is not injected as on carburetors, or it might have been an American spec one that's been converted to right-hand drive because it is right-hand drive now. Still a very, very nice engine, probably a bit better having carburetors, just that little bit simpler. 2.5 though, very nice engine. Some form of old Renault, what is this even? Let's have a look around the back. Renault 11, wow, that's so rare. You get some really, really clean cars like that, and then you get stuff like this, there's oddball stuff, it's just great. It's just little meat. Well, that's not little at all actually. Triumph TR4 with the Surrey top. It's nice, that, I like that. Lovely dashboard of the Triumphs of this era. Very, very pretty car, that, isn't it? Yeah, it's lovely, that. The SS Jaguar has even got a period tool set. Everything about this is brilliant, this car. The estimate was 18 to 20, which seems like a lot, but when you consider Sierras in that sale were 30 to 40, it's just so much for the money. I sort of keep gravitating towards this car because it is absolutely gorgeous. Heading over to the American section now, we've got this big, is it Plymouth? Oh, I don't know this late stuff, but I certainly know that this is a very, very nice Chevrolet. This is a Bella, this is the 56 model. They changed yearly, and then there was the 55, which was a bit more sparse, and then there was the 57, which was like really the iconic one. That is really, really pretty. I think the colours actually look really, really nice on it. A few nice period stickers, got a 56 tax disc on it, that's nice to see. Yeah, it's lovely that, isn't it? Gorgeous car. And we got this Electra, Buick Electra over here, that's a real, real rarity, this one. I love the huge fins at the back. You sort of cut your finger on them, couldn't you? Amazing looking car, that. So stylish, this 50s and 60s American stuff. Just really, really beautiful cars they are. Got this Eldorado, Caddy Eldorado, next to the Mustang Fastback. That looks really good. American racing wheels, see those on a lot of these old muscle cars. American racing, you can just sit there, nice tyre writing as well. Everything about that's right. Is it a manual? Let's see. Automatics, that'll probably be 3-speed, I'd imagine. Very, very nice car. Then we got this Pontiac Gto. We saw this at the American car show at Alton Park yesterday. Huge engine. It is nice, isn't it? And we've got something a bit more modern, this Corvette. And we've got another Caddy Eldorado. This is much older. Really iconic design. Look at those fins at the back. You could sort of get skewered on those, couldn't you? But yeah, very stylish and absolutely massive. Crown Victoria police car. I see a lot of these being sort of shown now at modified shows and any sort of car shows. You can see all the ex-police gear in there. You do see a lot of these actually. Oh, I've missed out a row somehow. Oh, it's a Cadillac Fleetwood over here. Wow, that interior is so... Wow, the seats are so plush and the door, oh, wow. That's crazy. These sort of big sort of wafty caddies and stuff. It's just the interiors are like going inside a house of the era. It's crazy. Another very cool Cadillac. I love the curved glass of this era of American car. You probably can't see it because of the sun reflection, but lovely curved glass, just so stylish, really pretty. And there's another Cadillac. It's a Thunderbird. Oh, it's a Ford, sorry. Ford Thunderbird, yeah. The little window there, and the little even smaller window there. It's so of its era, isn't it? Something a bit more modern. That's a Dodge, I think. You got this Buick over here. Cadillac, and then wow. Wow, what is it? It's a Lincoln. Wow. I don't want to say it's ugly because that'd be a bit mean, but wow. Whoa. Stepping away from the Buick, there are a few more things that I haven't looked at. Yeah, it's a Dodge Hemi of some sort, that one. Oh, here's a lovely 50s Cadillac. I do prefer the 50s sort of things, but that looks really good, that I think. Very stylish. Jaguar Mark II. And on the end of this road is yet another Buick. Such stylish cars. Beyond this fire engine, it's quite cool. There's this Ford Galaxy. Seen this one around quite a bit. Absolutely massive, isn't it? Triumph TR6, that's a bit different. Another Mustang fastback. Very muscly looking cars next to the Cuda, I think that is. Barracuda, Plymouth Cuda, something like that. The fastbacks do look good, don't they? I like the coupes as well. Crossfire injection, all these crazy words that the Yanks came up with. Let's put on these Corvettes. And you've got a Chevy truck over there. A few economy cars of the 80s and 90s. And some of them might have even made it through to the 2000s, but these are made it up until today. Nissan Bluebird, this one. A Talbot Horizon, Mum's first car back in Portugal. Wow, 5-speed Horizon GLS. Wow, that colour is so of its era, isn't it? Look at that brown, look at the interior as well, beige interior. Wow, I love seeing these crazy little cars. Got a police metro over here with a few police related signs. It's quite a cool little setup. Mercedes, oh hello, we've got a Mk1 MX5 like ours. Next to an MG Midget and a Austin Maxi. Beyond this cute little minor is an Austin Cambridge. This is really another one of those cars that I really like. Once again, usable condition. I think it looks good a bit. Scruffy, I guess you could say if you're being harsh, but just simple 4-speed, I'm pretty sure. Manual gearbox, just really nice. I just really like them, yeah. That's the minor. And there's a Singer Vogue over here. That's a real rarity. 1966 to 70 these were built. Wow, that interior is immaculate. Cambridge again. Good looking cars, I think, the Cambridge. Right, we've got this minor over here. Then we've got quite a few other minors. We've got a Traveller pickup and 2 more Travellers here. I do like the Travellers. Got a convertible just around here. That's quite a nice little one. And then we got a somewhat modified looking one. I like those wheels on there. I can't remember what they're called now, but look good. More muggy mine. That's a saloon convertible. The convertible. Beyond the Audi TT is another convertible minor. Nice little cars, I think, the convertibles. This is a slightly earlier one without the indicators at the back. Right, what next? Mgb V8. A very, very clean looking Mgb Gt rubber bumper. So clean, the Rostyles on that. A couple of MGTFs. Oh yes, an MG Magnet. I love these. I think they're a really, really nice looking car, these. Now this is a ZB. I believe this is the ZAs are the smaller windscreen and the ZB are the slightly larger, so this is probably a ZA. But I really, really like the look of these MG Magnets. I believe there was also a Wolseley that was sort of made the same, but I probably prefer the MG. Really, really nice. I love the steel wheels on them as well. Really, really do like the design of those. Then we got another MG, being V-Reg. That's probably had a chrome bumper conversion. Yeah, 1979. That'll be a chrome bumper conversion car. It's got the later interior as well, but still a very nice little sports car for somebody. Oh, I remember this. It was I saw it at Audlam, and I was chatting to the owner, and he watches me and Dad's videos actually, which is quite funny. Got an MGTF. There's the Magnet. Another MGTF. An MG V8 pre-development car. This is only one left in the UK. Oh, this is an interesting thing. So you can see where there are bits of V8 and you can see where there are bits of Mgb. You've got the big plastic bumper of the Mgb. It's cool that. I like the large tyres. That's really rare. That's interesting. Nice to see a few development cars as well. This is one of 4 V8 development cars, and it sounds like it's the only one left. So I'm sure it's got a fascinating history. Right, well I think that's pretty much it from the Capesthorne Hall Classic Car Show. There's a really wide variety from MGBs, from more modern cars to vintage cars over there, such as that lovely Jag. Supercars like that Data Master over there. There's just so much here, and recommend coming. This is a 2-day event. We're on the first day, but we won't be coming back tomorrow, so please remember to subscribe for more videos. That is a very, very stickery engine, isn't it? Please remember to subscribe for more videos. Comment below what's your favourite. If I had to pick one, it might be the Data Master, so the Alpine A110. I do like that, or that Jag, but this will probably be it. But anyway, what's your favourite then? The Jag? Oh, sorry, SS.
Yes, the SS.
Yeah, I thought it would be. But that's all. Please comment below what was your favourite. Thanks for watching.
You'll be going over some, no, they are going down the inside.